For the first time in nearly 20 months, the U.S. land border has reopened to fully vaccinated Canadian travelers for non-essential trips. But many looking to head to the States are holding off, thanks in part to Canada's requirement that they get an expensive COVID test in order to return home. Nicole Martin is live at the Peace Bridge with the details. Nicole.
And Phil, it is pretty quiet right now at the Peace Bridge, but we had a chance to speak to some Canadians heading across the border here in Fort Erie this afternoon. They say this is a moment they've been waiting a long time for, but they are slightly irritated with the Canadian government's decision to continue with the PCR testing requirement upon re-entry back into Canada. It is a policy that U.S. Congressman Brian Higgins and Niagara Falls Mayor Jim Diodati are urging Ottawa to drop immediately. The RV packed, motorcycle and Jeep in tow, Rick Berenz of Curtis, Ontario is heading to California for the next 5 months.
Long overdue. Yeah, it's time. The 20-month closure obviously impacted a lot of people more than us just for vacation. Families, friends, all that kind of thing has been a real burden on a lot of people.
Angela Cox and Bruno Albano are heading across to see a friend who's been looking after their trailer throughout the pandemic.
Pizza, Canadian pizza.
Bringing along some truly Canadian gifts for a surprise lunch. They decided to beat the morning rush when the borders officially opened at midnight.
5 to 12, it was like a door opened up down there and they just piled in. Like, it was crazy.
At 2:30 this morning, there was a 2.5-hour wait on the Peace Bridge of Canadian citizens coming into Western New York.
New York Congressman Brian Higgins says the U.S. is not requiring foreign nationals who are visiting by land to show proof of a negative test. He, along with the border mayors like Jim Diodati, are calling on Canada to do the same.
We will see significant uptick in economic activity, but we're still doing it with one hand tied behind our back with this redundant, unnecessary testing requirement.
It's something that has angered travelers like Albano.
I think a lot of people are scared because when we come back, they want $140 for the test.
And according to the mayor of Niagara Falls and Hotel Association of Canada, it's having a major impact on tourism.
We don't want people taking a pass on traveling to Canada because that's exactly what they're doing right now. Europe is not using these PCR tests because they realize they don't serve a real function any longer.
I hear it every day from my members. The PCR test is blocking travel. Every day that this inconsistent policy stands, our industry falls further behind.
Anyone looking to cross into or re-enter Canada must show proof of a negative test taken no more than 72 hours before travel, along with proof of vaccination. In a statement tonight from Health Canada, we're told that the PCR testing is more of a surveillance system to determine how many cases are coming into the country, including variants of concerns. But just last week, Canada's Chief Public Health Officer, Dr. Theresa Tam, acknowledged that they are actively reviewing that PCR testing policy.